Hey, Papa Ron. Look here, man. I got my Bitcoin cap on, man, because I'm really big into Bitcoin. Not so much Bitcoin Cash, and we're going to be talking about that today, I know, but I just had to wear my Bitcoin cap.
Very cool. It's cool.
It's cool. It is. Appreciate you folks joining us, and we got something exciting to talk about. It's gonna be kind of cool, as Ron always says. And I'm gonna start using. And I know that catchatone means fat cheeks, but I'm gonna say my old saying: "Right on, catchatone."
You bet. You have said that for years, Rod.
I know.
Folks, we
It just
appreciated
sounds
all the
good.
comments. We appreciate the comments, and we talked about Rod's sister a little bit. And we appreciate all the support. It's been good, and we just like doing this stuff. We're not claiming to be the Bitcoin gurus on any of this. We just find interesting stuff that we want to share, and if you can glean something out of it, great. If you have something constructive to say that will change our opinions, let us have it. We're happy about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you bet.
We
We
uh,
like it.
we don't know much at all, but anyway, we got a few little things first that we'd like to show. A couple articles that
Yeah.
again reinforces that crypto is moving forward.
It is.
And this is one that I wish I had in my area, Rod. I don't know if there's any title to this or not. But the thrust of this is a website, folks. And what it is that you can call this site if these pizza parlors are in your area and pay with crypto. Up to 50 different tokens you can use to pay with crypto for your pizza, and they will forward the order to your local joint, which is probably Little Caesars or Domino's or Pizza Hut. I don't know which ones they are. And they will send that company the fiat. So they're doing the interchanging, and basically you can see right here they're using Shapeshift to accomplish that.
and
But it's pretty cool. It's another adoptive thing in crypto, I think.
and I think it's pretty freaking creative, man.
Yeah, and they're taking a little 1 or 2% off the top. I don't know what it is, but this is a step going from where nobody's using crypto to where Pizza Hut will take it. This is the intermediate step. These guys are on
Yeah.
it now. So not only does it make it more awareness for people, but it makes it awareness for the companies out there too, because they're going out there and signing these restaurants up, I guess.
They are.
Anyway, I thought it was kind of cool.
It is cool.
And then
This is
another,
pretty neat.
yeah, this shiny leaf.
Yeah, I do. There's Bitcoin Cash upgrade. Look at there.
They're kind of supporting the Bitcoin Cash fork on May 15th with a
Yeah.
special on some of their products.
Yeah. Yeah, here you go. You got a company doing another creative thing, giving you coupons for buying Bitcoin Cash. That's pretty cool on
It,
that hard fork, huh?
it just brings more awareness to what's going on.
I mean, this company here, I never heard of Shiny Leaf, but now that it's onto the Bitcoin Cash, it's kind of put its own mark on it too, and sure tails off of Bitcoin. I think that's pretty good advertising
Yeah.
and pretty sharp. People being really creative with this.
Well, and as the industry grows, as more people into this, they're focusing in on that group that nobody else has, and they're going to pick up some new customers probably.
You bet they are.
Now this one,
You
Rod.
bet.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What was it?
No, you didn't cut me off. No, you didn't cut me off.
This is
Wait a
Revolut.
minute, you cut me off.
Revolut raises 250 million bucks, adds Bitcoin Cash and XRP. And I think with this expansion money, they're planning to come to the United States. They're a phone app, aren't they, Rod?
Yeah, phone app that be kind of like a bank on your arm, a global bank on your telephone or one of those watches that you wear.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
since
I don't know what those watches are called.
I knew one lady that had one of those, and she kind of liked it. I mean, she could get her texts and everything right on her wrist.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she drives for UTA, Utah Transit Authority. It's the bus system. And I told you that
Yeah.
story about my one son, James, that came and interrupted us while we were on the couch a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah,
And she was embarrassed too. Anyway, she had one of those phones. Now, folks, there was nothing real risque going on, so let me retract because it sounded bad at that point.
Yeah. But my daughter has one, and she absolutely loves it because she puts her fitness pal or fitness thing on it, and she texts with it, and she answers telephone call. I mean, there's all kinds of
Everything.
crap.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me when I was a kid, and you see that Dick Tracy and hold that phone up, and there'd be a picture there. I mean, we're there.
Yeah. Or you remember that series, Get Smart?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Now, I don't know if he had one of those, but Get Smart, he had something on him that would do the same thing. And half more than that.
It was a shoe.
Oh, yeah, his shoe was the phone.
Yeah.
95% of the people watching us won't even remember Get Smart, that TV series.
No.
And it was pretty popular back then. It was cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
So Revolut's got some stuff going on. The reason we brought that to your attention, folks, is because they're honoring the Bitcoin Cash. And since this video is about that a little bit, that's another positive thing for Bitcoin Cash.
Yes.
And the last one that's kind of positive, too, comes out of the Merkle crypto news, and it deals with
BitPay.
BitPay confirms Bitcoin Cash retail payments as well. They're kind of saying the reason prices have been jumping, because this article is what? Since it's 3 days old already, folks.
Yep.
But BitPay has added Bitcoin Cash as a form of payment. And BitPay, I think, already takes Bitcoin, and I don't know if there's any other coins that they use, but they accepted Bitcoin Cash now. And BitPay, I think they've got over 1,000 brick and mortar stores out there that accept BitPay, and this will be another boost for Bitcoin Cash for sure.
Yeah, I think they don't have Litecoin and a few other ones. I can't remember.
Oh, they might, Rod.
Yeah.
I'm not real familiar with them. I thought at one time that I had read that BitPay is how somebody can pay at Home Depot with crypto. Because Home Depot took BitPay, and you know that's the avenue or the middleman is how you would pay your Home Depot bill. So maybe there is other coins. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there is. I don't know what ones they are, like you said. I can't remember. We did a little blurb on them. I don't remember. Hell, I can't remember anything. I can't remember anything I did today, much less what videos we did. You know, and you said that this thing is 3 days old. You know, we're old. It's okay.
Yeah, 3 days is pretty recent news for us.
Yeah. That's a split second, man.
And where you live, where I live, we're just now getting last week's newspapers delivered. So if I can find something 3 days old,
that is true. Yeah, it's up to date if it's 3 days old.
That's recent, man. That's like today. Well, listen, we did a video on Bitcoin Cash, and I think the name of it was, we better take a look at Bitcoin Cash because the price was headed up. And they, back then, even had some real positive things going on. One being their fork coming up on May 15th, which is still a little more than 2 weeks away. And there was a development team, Bitcoin Cash ABC, or Bitcoin ABC, that has done the coding and all for this fork. And what the fork entails, folks, is it... Am I in the right thing here, Rod? Yeah, it kind of ties in. Doesn't really exactly tie into this, but so let's hit this first.
Yeah.
This is another thing with Bitcoin Cash, and it talks about this N-Chain launches Nakasindo, and this is a Japanese company for Bitcoin Cash development. And they're helping with some of the software, I think, where Bitcoin Cash, their blockchain, where they're forking into 32 megabit block sizes, will now be able to hold things like your stocks, other assets besides just crypto. And they're working towards smart contracts. So this is also a part of that deal. So this fork coming up on the 15th really will add some positive things to Bitcoin Cash. So let me go back and just digest real quick, Rod, for everybody, how this block stuff works. And I know 95% of you probably know, but we might have some new people that are kind of curious. So I'll be real quick. Bitcoin, they started off with a 1 megaton, 1 megabit block. And every 10 minutes, a new block would be added to that chain. So as this 1 megabit block fills up with transactions, if there's more transactions than went into that 1 megabit block, they had to wait for the next block to get on the chain. Yeah. So their scalability, as they call it, their potential for growth and to adapt for all the new people coming in was really limited. Yeah. So Bitcoin decided to go, and then that's where Bitcoin Cash split off. They had a fork off of the Bitcoin blockchain, and they went to 8 megabit blocks to hold more transactions. Well, what Bitcoin did is they went to a segregated witness, or SegWit they call it for short. And that's where they took each transaction and they kind of split it up. They said, all right, this information isn't pertinent to the transaction. We're going to put that on a side block outside of the transaction block, but it'll carry with it. And the pertinent information will still keep in the block. Yeah. So they put segregated witness within their chain, and that sped up the time. So now they can get more transactions in there. And I think Bitcoin Cash's goal was to reduce the time of the blocks from 10 minutes to 2.5 minutes.
Right, that's true.
And since everything is sped up and holds more, then your transaction fees come down too, because there's so many more transactions within that block. So that was all positive stuff. And Bitcoin Cash is now seeing the light and they said, well, no, we don't want segregated witness. We're going to increase the block size from 8 megabit that they are now, and they want to go to 32. And they think this is going to solve the problems of scalability, being able to get more transactions through quicker for cheaper fees, and they'll now be able to maybe do some smart contracts and to hold other assets that they're talking about, like stocks and bonds and loans and stuff. So that's kind of what's been going on with this hard fork on the 15th.
Yeah.
But as Rod and I got talking about this, we thought, well, that's all fine and dandy.
For the short term.
Yeah, for right now. And we don't know what the percent of population that are using blockchain technology and Bitcoin Cash and crypto at this point. 6 months ago, 8 months ago, it was probably, I think they said 2%, Rod, is all that was involved. And now it might be up to 5 or 10. I don't know. Haven't read anything on it. But what if this mass adoption really kicks in, folks? And all of a sudden, what if this 32 megaton block is obsolete? I mean, at what point do you stop increasing the sizes? Now here, see, to me, this is kind of a negative thing. And that's what we're talking and thinking about it and think, well, wait a minute. As more and more people get into this, what is Bitcoin and Litecoin doing to solve this? Well, they went to segregated witness, and from there, they're going to the Lightning Network. The Lightning Network claims they can do thousands of transactions almost immediately. The fees will be almost nothing. And they're hooking up with that root stocks. They got sister chains, and they are really making a platform, or they're thinking of the future on all this. And when this thing is really mass adopted and we have millions of people using crypto, so I haven't done, we haven't looked at it totally. This is just something Rod and I were talking about. Maybe it is a concern. Maybe Bitcoin Cash is maybe cutting themselves. And these developers know tons more than we do. Maybe they've got an answer to this.
I feel like you said many times that they probably just got this. They can get it up and running and make Bitcoin Cash more popular and stuff, but they've got something in the background, so when the population does catch up to it, that they can add something else again and split off again. Who knows?
Okay, that could be a valid point. But then again, if crypto goes mass adopted globally, don't we want to work with everybody? Don't we want to work?
Well, I would think so.
We don't want Bitcoin Cash to have their own little program for scalability and to make it to where they're off and running. And then Lightning Network wants to make a platform for this
so everybody can use it.
That's right, for this global trade of value exchange for all. So it's just something to think about, folks. Anyway, and then we had a couple other negative things that have hit recently on Bitcoin Cash, and it might not be a huge concern, but folks, if you're invested in Bitcoin Cash or thinking about it, now the other day we said, hey, we better take a look at Bitcoin Cash. Rod, where are they at right now on market cap or something? You got that?
I can pull it up just a second here. Hang on.
So we kind of said we better take a look at them because they are growing and they had a lot of infrastructure coming into them and people were adopting their use, and just like the earlier things we read, there's people bringing Bitcoin Cash on, which is all positive.
Well, they're 1351.
1351.
Mm-hmm. Today's price.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So then we came across these two things. This one here, 600 plus Bitcoin users seek lawsuit against Bitcoin.com and CEO Roger Ver. Quick history lesson. Roger Ver is one of the, he got into Bitcoin really early on, and he was the main guys that went out there promoting Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. I mean, he was all over it. Matter of fact, he was so early, he happened to register the name Bitcoin.com. And God, there'd be a lot
smart.
He was really smart on that, you bet. And he's got a news agency that prints current news and events on crypto. Matter of fact, he was such an early adopter, an early proselyter of Bitcoin, that they nicknamed him Bitcoin Jesus. And we've talked about him before in that name. Several months ago we did something on it. But so here now you got 600 plus people, users that are suing Bitcoin.com and CEO Roger Ver. And the reason this applies to what we're talking about is they're saying that on the things he's doing, he's manipulating the price of Bitcoin Cash to raise, which does what? It gets more people interested in it and looking at it, just like we did a video on it 3 days ago.
Yeah, we did.
So, and then you're wondering, well, why? Well, Roger Ver, and if I'm misspoken, correct this in the comments, folks, but I believe that he is really pro Bitcoin Cash, and he thinks that Bitcoin Cash is following Satoshi Nakamoto's dream more so than Bitcoin. And when he forked off, when Bitcoin Cash forked off Bitcoin, when you do that, he was trying to get enough people following and enough hash rate, they call it, that if he got a certain percentage, he would actually then be considered the original blockchain for Bitcoin. But he never pulled that off. So he's on a separate chain, Bitcoin Cash, and the blockchain for Bitcoin is still over here with the Bitcoin name. He thinks Bitcoin Cash should be the original. Well, not the original, but they follow the platform closer than the Bitcoin developers do.
Yeah.
So then you got him doing things. For example, when you go to Bitcoin.com, a user is greeted with the following screen. Well, if you're kind of new to this and you don't, can you see that, Rod?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, you can, but maybe nobody else can.
Oh, now I can really see it. Man, you big, brother.
So when you go to Bitcoin.com and you say, "Hey, I want to purchase Bitcoin," I mean, your first option is buy Bitcoin Cash with a credit card. Not Bitcoin. They're pushing Bitcoin Cash, and then they've done some other things. Matter of fact, when you Google "buy Bitcoin," Bitcoin.com, and doesn't that because he's got the name there, Bitcoin.com, isn't that the most legitimate place you would think to go?
Yeah.
But then when you go there, they're pushing you towards Bitcoin Cash.
That's kind of deceptive.
Well, that's what they're saying. That's what these 600 people are in the lawsuit are saying, that, hey, this ain't right. He's kind of pushing. He's being partial to Bitcoin Cash.
Kind of sneaky, if you ask me.
That's right. So anyway, we'll put this article in the description box. So there's more than 600 people, and they're coming in all the time on this lawsuit. Yeah. So we thought that's something to be concerned about too. If we're into Bitcoin Cash, I mean, I don't know. So anyway, as we move along here, too much info, Rod?
No. You just got to beware.
Yeah, and that's why we always suggest do your own homework and so on. Folks, there's a company called Bitmain, and most of you have heard of that are into this. And Bitmain is a mining company that mines Bitcoin and some other tokens and coins. Their main hub is in China. And this is their warehouses there. And these warehouses are full of mining rigs that do nothing but try to solve these mathematical equations for Bitcoin. Every 10 minutes, somebody is awarded that solved, and I think the award right now is like $12 million. I mean, this is serious stuff, this mining stuff.
Yeah.
So
they got some serious equipment there too.
Oh yeah. You can go and do images on Bitmain, and now, Rod, they have a brand new warehouse complex, and I should have put a picture up, but I didn't. It's unbelievable what they're building right now. Now, not only that, but Bitmain, folks, they produce mining rigs, and I think they're called the ASIC mining rigs, and they're the world's biggest creator, I believe, of these mining rigs that everybody gets to mine Bitcoin and other cryptos and tokens and so on. I don't think they do them all, but there was a story I read where I think it's Monero, that they wanted some mining rigs just specifically for Monero. So Bitmain complied, and they did the algorithms and the coding, and all that mining rig was good for them. But they can also go in and readjust these algorithms or these codes, Rod, and then all of a sudden they can either become obsolete or they can do another function. So Bitmain has gone through some, not discrepancies, some, anyway. They've had people concerned about the way they're legitimately doing things in the past.
Oh.
So these mining warehouses they have, you can join a mining pool to be part of this mining, and then you're going to get rewards every time they score. Well, one of their biggest pools is this Antpool right down here, and they're almost 20%, and all these pools are part of Bitmain's. So this Antpool's a pretty good size chunk. A lot of people are in there, but what did they start doing that's kind of fishy too is they started taking, and every time there's maneuvering within that mining or fees paid, not maneuvering, when fees are paid, that Antpool is taking 12% of those fees and they're sending them to a black wallet. Black wallet referring that those fees or that compensation will never be used again. It's gone.
That's right. Oh, that's right.
So again, well, what would that cause? It sounds like that's pretty cool that they're getting rid of part of the fees. Well, as you read this article, they feel that they're manipulating the price again. They're causing the price of Bitcoin Cash to go up because they're basically burning 12% of all the fees that are involved. And the article goes kind of through and explains all that. I don't know, and we've probably rambled way past our time limit. So
that's okay. This is pretty interesting.
Well, it is interesting that we have some.
I think that we have all these people trying to boost Bitcoin Cash that is kind of shady.
Well, yeah, interesting. Yes, it kind of. We're supposed to be a decentralized system. Everything is above board, and then you got people that are still, even though it's not centralized, they're still manipulating. These are people in crypto that might be manipulating things. And we're all bent out of shape because they manipulate the precious metals market, the stock market, the LIBOR fees. I mean, there isn't a thing that isn't out there financially that isn't dabbled with. And now you read about here where you've got crypto companies that are doing funny business also within the crypto industry. And I don't have anything substantial to say that all this is proven, but these are the rumors that are floating around, folks. And
yeah, so there again, we always say use caution. Check out everything before you do something.
Yeah.
And this is, to me, that is totally artificial. It says they're sending them into a black hole address. Well, we know what black holes is, and it goes in, never comes out.
That's right. That's right.
My hell.
Okay, here's a couple sentences. Investors may have noticed that Antpool has recently begun burning Bitcoin Cash by sending mining fees to a black hole, just like you said, address, with each block mined. 12% of the transaction fees earned by the mining pool are burnt. This is voluntary, and we want to explain why this burning might be good for Bitcoin Cash as a whole. So they make a comment here, but all the naysayers is like, hey, wait a minute. You're jacking the price around by doing this.
Yeah, they are.
So we're going to put this article also, folks, in the description box. If you're into Bitcoin Cash, you're thinking about getting into it,
maybe this is for you, and maybe it's not.
Yeah, look into everything. And we're not saying they're not going places. I mean, thus far, Bitcoin Cash has done well, but maybe it's because these guys are jacking around with it, My Hades.
Something else, isn't it? Oh, boy.
Ron, it's back to you, brother.
Okay. Appreciate it, Ron. You did a good job again, as always.
Well, it's not
Appreciate
me.
you. Yeah.
We talk about all this. You're involved, too. Don't say it's all me.
It is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, we... Okay, do we want to fight about this on the air?
We could. You know me.
Hey, we appreciate you folks joining us. We sure appreciate those comments, and thank you so much for the real positive things you've been saying about my brother Ron and I, and we really appreciate it. And we even got some younger folks saying they like us. I couldn't believe it. I thought only the older generation, the what do they call that? What generation are we, Ron?
We're baby boomers.
Baby boomers, yeah. We're the baby boomers, and we appreciate everything. We appreciate your thumbs up, yeah, Ron.
Well, for the first 6 months we were on, folks, I think our subscription weight was 12, which was our kids, and it's been nice to see that more and more people are at least viewing this comedy show, and
Yeah. But we do try to bring you some information, and I hope you enjoy it too. And there's been a lot of comments that they have. We thank you for that. And but give us a thumbs up, subscribe, push the bell if you really want to hear us when we come on, and God bless.